Ex-Pro's shocking analysis. Too much irrelevant tennis. Gauff and stars sound OFF on chaotic calendar. The world of tennis has never been short on drama, but the latest controversy erupting across the WTA and ADP landscape feels different, deeper, louder, and far more personal. It all began when retired French pro Marc Delcourt, a player known more for his sharp tongue than his Grand Slam results, gave an explosive interview that sent shockwaves through the tennis community. His claim? Modern tennis is drowning in too much irrelevant tennis. The statement was bold, brutal, unfiltered. But what set the internet ablaze was not the message alone. It was a reaction from the world's biggest stars, especially Coco Gauff, who has emerged as both a champion and a megaphone for the sport's future. This is a story of how one ex-pro's comments ignited a global debate about the overloaded calendar, the emotional fatigue of players, and whether the sport is entering a dangerous era of burnout. A comment that shook the locker rooms. Marc Delcourt wasn't even scheduled to be interviewed. He was filling in for an analyst who canceled last minute, sitting in a leather-backed chair at a French sports network. He leaned forward, crossed his arms, and let loose a critique he kept simmering for years. There are too many tournaments, too many meaningless points, too much tennis no one cares about, he said, his voice growing sharper with every word. Players are becoming robots. The calendar is chaotic. A top 10 star shouldn't have to play every week just to protect rankings. The host blinked twice, recognizing instantly that this soundbite was about to explode. Within hours, social media had taken Delcourt's quote and turned it into a wildfire. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Coaches weighed in. Fans argued passionately. Analysts tried to interpret his meaning. But the real intrigue began when players, current stars, began responding. Coco Gauff breaks her silence. No player's voice carries more weight in the modern game than Coco Gauff. After winning her first slam and then proving herself as a consistent top-tier threat, her opinions are not only news, they often shape the narrative of the sport. And when she addressed Delcourt's comment, it was clear she had been holding things inside. Standing on the practice court in California, reporters swarmed her as she adjusted her visor. "I'm not saying he's right," she began carefully, "but I'm definitely not saying he's wrong." The reporters leaned closer. Gauff continued, "The calendar is exhausting, mentally and physically. The travel, the obligations, the nonstop pressure, even during the so-called off-season. We barely get a month. Sometimes it feels like tennis forgets players are human." Those words echoed worldwide. Human. The sport forgets players are human. Her statement instantly trended. Fans supported her honesty. Critics said she was complaining, but Gauff didn't back down. She posted on social media later that night, "We love the sport, but loving it shouldn't mean being crushed by it." Her message resonated with thousands of young athletes, but it also opened the door for more big names to speak their truth. Other stars joined the REBLNYA. Quiet but powerful. IGA, usually calm and composed, admitted that even she felt the pressure. The back-to-back events, the intense scheduling, sometimes it feels like you can't breathe, she shared in a press conference. You reset physically, but mentally it's not enough time. Aryna Sabalenka, brutally honest. Sabalenka, never one to mince words, went further. "Players are dropping like flies," she said. "Back injuries, shoulder problems, mental fatigue. This isn't coincidence. It's structure." Carlos Alcaraz, the future king, speaks. Even Alcaraz weighed in from the ADP side. 3 continents in 4 weeks. That's not sustainable, he said with a laugh, half joking, half exhausted. Suddenly, Delcourt's criticism was no longer just a hot take. It was a movement, a collective exhale from athletes who had stayed silent too long. Inside the locker rooms, whispers of revolt. Behind closed doors, the murmurs grew louder. Players whispered about the endless string of mandatory tournaments, the constant threats of point penalties, the pressure from sponsors, the fear of slipping in rankings. A top player reportedly confided, "It's like running a marathon every month. And if you stop, even once you fall behind." The locker rooms began splitting into factions. Those who wanted a reduced calendar. Those who wanted better distribution of tournaments. Those who believed the system was fine, but only for the top 10, not for everyone else. And then there were those, especially lower-ranked players, who fear the entire debate could endanger their income if smaller tournaments were cut. Tension filled the air like static. WTA and ADP respond, but not how players expected. You would think the governing bodies might react with empathy, given the rising voices of stars like Gauff, Swiatek, and Sabalenka. Instead, the response felt lukewarm. A WTA spokesperson issued a statement praising the growth of the global tour and unprecedented opportunities for players. The ADP released a nearly identical message, emphasizing enhanced visibility and expanded reach. Players rolled their eyes. Sabalenka even reposted the WTA statement on Instagram with a subtle unamused face emoji. But it was Gauff's reaction that once again captured headlines. In a public appearance, she said, "We're not asking for less opportunity. We're asking for a smarter opportunity." Her words echoed through the stadium. Fans cheered. The clip went viral within minutes. How the drama turned personal. As the debate grew, Marc Delcourt, who sparked the fire, was invited onto a global sports panel to explain his statement. He held no regrets. "There is too much irrelevant tennis," he repeated firmly. The climax, Coco Gauff takes the mic. It all built up to one explosive moment. At the year-end finals, after a grueling 3-set match that left her visibly drained, Gauff stepped up to the microphone for her post-match interview. Her voice was soft but unwavering. "I want to say something bigger than today's match," she began. "Tennis is the greatest sport in the world, but greatness isn't measured by how much we can suffer." The crowd fell silent. "We need rest. We need balance. We need a schedule that helps us thrive, not break. This season, I felt the pressure. All of us did." Then came the line heard across the world. "We're not asking to play less tennis. We're asking to play better tennis." Her words were met with thunderous applause. Even players from other courts came out to watch her speak. In that moment, she wasn't just a star. She was a leader, a voice, a catalyst, a force demanding evolution. What comes next? The debate is far from over. The WTA and ADP have announced review committees. Players are asking for negotiation meetings. Fans want transparency. And Marc Delcourt? He posted a single, smug message on his social media. "Glad you're all finally listening." But the real star of the story is not Delcourt. It's Coco Gauff and the new generation of athletes who refuse to be silent. They are rising, speaking, reshaping the future of the sport they love. And whether the system changes tomorrow or 10 years from now, one thing is certain. Tennis will never ignore its players again. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.